What's going on?
What up, everybody?
Facebook Live, YouTube. How y'all doing?
Yeehaw.
We're back in the studio, Jay.
Where?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's weird.
Took a week off. Went down to 10 IC. Did you have a good time?
Yes.
You're so one word, like just blah.
Sorry.
Just blah. Fishing wasn't great, but it was a hell of a time. And we got one of the guys on tonight that was down there with us. We got to meet him and hang out and really get to know him. And we thought it'd be a good idea to bring him on the podcast this evening, Mr. JL Fulks, right?
Yes, sir.
Did I say that right? He's shaking his head. Yeah.
Mr. Fulks.
So we did it right. Finally.
That's right.
So we got JL in the house tonight, and we got Facebook users back. Sup, gents?
Yeah. It's like Facebook. I already told you guys, get on that. Put some names on there. Jeez.
I'm sure they're coming in off the
Zuckerberg
noobs group.
Wake up, Zuckerberg. Jeez.
Chris Dotson in the house. Hey guys, how's it going? Happy birthday, Chris. It's Chris's birthday. Also, I don't know if you know, but I think he was 3-time guest. Our good friend JD DeRozier's birthday is today as well.
I still don't think I can say his last name in one shot.
DeRozier.
DeRozier.
Yeah.
I always call him JD.
Happy birthday, JD. So Milford says he's scared of this one, which he should be.
Hey, Milford.
Don't say it.
I will end it at that.
Chris turned 30 today. Congrats, brother.
Dirty 30.
The dirty 30. Here's the 30 more, man.
Yeah, man.
So let's get our guy in here, man. Mr. JL. He's gonna play a little guitar, little song for us. He's a award-winning country music musician. Is that correct?
Country blues singer songwriter.
Award-winning though.
Yeah.
True.
Where's the award, bro?
Actually, I got a couple of them behind me. I can't really see them.
Not just one.
Back there.
I got a couple of them.
Did you just shrug your shirt? Did I just really see that? You're like, I don't want to brag. There's like 8 back there.
I got a couple behind me there.
I like it. I like it, man. Well, we got to see you play down there at Dale Hollow, man, this past weekend, and it was pretty cool. We all had a good time and thoroughly enjoyed it. But we figured it'd be cool to let JL kick off with a song just to kind of get to know him a little bit. He's a kayak fisherman as well. And he's on the Vibe Kayak team, so we're going to talk about that, talk a little kayak fishing, a little YouTube action, a little music action. But we'll give JD the floor, or JD. See, I'm confused with all these J names. JL the floor this evening for a minute to kick it off for us, man.
Cool. Well, I guess I'll do my newest single that came out like 6 months ago. And this was called I Miss My Truck. It's because I do miss my truck. I was pretty much the only one at Dale Hollow without a truck.
What are you driving now? We had a conversation about that.
Yeah, so the inspiration of this song was started by me driving down the road in my minivan, because musicians. You'd be surprised how many musicians have minivans, just because you could put all your stuff in them.
Gear, right?
Yeah, and you could haul a band. Like I've even had like the full drum set and the whole band in there and hit the road. But I was driving down the road one day and I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I really miss my truck. I was like, hey, that's a song, man.
There you go.
I went home and wrote it.
He's like, oh man, there goes my man card again.
But actually, the guy that produced this one is the lead guitar player for Billy Ray Cyrus. So I got to work with him in the studio and everything. So that was pretty cool. But this was called I Miss My Truck.
Right on, man.
I was cool back in high school. My little Ford Ranger Only 2-wheel drive, but I felt alive. I had a 3-inch lift kit and 2 12s in the back. Blast country music loud and proud. I miss my truck. It was good to me. Now I got a minivan and a family. But I remember the good times, always getting stuck. Oh man, I really miss my truck. One day that truck gave out the way home from a gig. Didn't know what to do, I didn't have a clue. Soon after I fell in love, and then the babies came. Had to leave my band and got stuck with a minivan. I miss my truck. It was good to me. Now I got a minivan and a family. But I remember the good times, always getting stuck. Oh man, I really miss my truck. One day I'll have a truck again, but next time it's gonna be 4-wheel drive with a Hemi engine. I miss my truck. It was good to me. But now I got a minivan and a family. But I remember the good times, always getting stuck. Oh man, I really, really, really miss my truck. I miss my truck. It was good to me. But now I got a minivan and a family. But I remember the good times, always getting stuck. Oh man, I really miss my truck. Oh man, I really miss my truck. Man, I miss that truck.
Woo!
Yeah.
Good song.
Nice, man. I love it. I love it, dude. Thanks for sharing, brother.
No problem.
So, dude, I mean, how did you get into music?
So, like, when I got into music, I went to my dad and I was like, "Hey, Dad, I want to get a guitar," because like all my friends were like, "Hey, you should start playing guitar." I was like, "Hey, that sounds cool," and I was like, "Dad, I want to start playing guitar." And he's like, "Well, if you're gonna start playing guitar, you're not gonna play that crap that all your friends are listening to. You're gonna learn the blues." So he gave me Stevie Ray Vaughan's Texas Flood record, and it changed my life. And I started playing the blues and everything at a very young age.
I love it, dude.
13 years old is when I started.
Right on, right on. How old are you now, man?
I just turned 30.
The dirty 30, man. All these 30-year-olds.
30.
All you
I
kids.
wish I was still 30.
Celebrated my 30th birthday on Lake Seminole, caught a big old bass.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a way to bring in the dirty 30.
Man. Yeah, that was nice, man.
a dirty 3-pounder,
It was like 6.5 or something.
So where did fishing fall into that all?
So when I was young, my dad used to always take me, but it was never like anything serious. It was always like with worms or something. But a few years ago, I got to a point where I was just like playing so much where I was just getting really burnt out. And because I was playing like 250 shows a year. And I just got to this point where I was like not really gaining any inspiration like for my writing or anything. So I was kind of looking for an outlet and started kind of connect with the outdoors again. And then my cousin and some friends took me down this river in South Carolina on kayaks. And I'd never been kayaking before. And that kind of changed my life too. So that's kind of when I fell in love with kayaking. And then after that, like I started fishing too and kind of connected the two together. And it kind of helped too, because I just moved into a place that had a lake in the backyard down in South Florida. And I went out there one day and made a couple casts and caught a peacock bass. And that was really cool to have that, exotic fishery in my backyard to be able to catch, peacock bass and stuff. So that was pretty cool. So it just kind of all tied together from there.
Right on.
That's cool. Those peacocks are nice to catch. Those are fun.
JD's in the chat. I don't know if he heard the beginning part, but we wished you happy birthday, bro.
What up, JD?
Just saying.
What's up, man?
So like, man, brain fart. I hate those. But so you started playing music, got into the fishing for inspiration and stuff, and now you've kind of taken that to a whole nother level with like the YouTube thing and stuff like that. So I mean, how did that all start? Was it just you wanted to document your journey, or?
Yeah, so the more I started like falling in love with fishing and kayak fishing, that's when I started like diving into YouTube and watching videos, binge watching videos. And then I kind of decided, all right, I want to kind of take this a little more seriously. I already had a couple GoPros, so I was already kind of getting some footage and started making some videos. And that's when I went from like a $200 kayak to a Vibe Kayak, because that was kind of the good price point to make that transition. And I started making videos and I started putting them on my artist YouTube channel, and I wasn't getting the feedback that I wanted. So I wanted to start a separate YouTube channel and wanted to create another brand. It came up with Road Angler TV. But it's a funny story, actually. Me and my bass player, we were on the road, and we had been on the road for like a month and a half and played like 40 shows nonstop.
Oh, Jesus.
It was crazy. And we were on our way back, and we were driving from like New York to Florida. So it was like a long trip, and we're going through like West Virginia out in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I want to start another YouTube channel and make it about like fishing and specifically kayak fishing. I was like, what am I going to call it? And we probably exchanged names for like 3 hours and all kinds of corny ones and cool ones, and kind of came up with Road Angler because we were on the road, and I'm an angler. So I was always kind of fishing on the road too. So that was like another cool thing, is being able to fish in different states and stuff. So that's kind of how Road Angler TV came about.
That's cool.
Now, were you taking your kayak with you when you were traveling around?
Not at the beginning, but now I pretty much do. If it's because I'll try to work in like fishing on my days off and stuff. If I'm staying in one spot, for a week or two, then it's cool to bring the kayaks. But if I'm traveling to like a different city every night, it's almost not worth bringing it. But it's cool when I'm able to hang in one spot for at least a few days and can do that thing.
That's kind of cool, man. I dig that. We got a question in the chat. Where is JL from?
I'm originally from Greenville, South Carolina, but I moved down to Florida, probably 10 years ago. And then I just moved to Nashville a year ago. So right now I'm coming at you live from Nashville. And that's where I'm at right now, Middle Tennessee.
Like it, man. I dig it, dude. It's been crazy because we didn't know much about you going into the weekend. We knew of you. We know, you did a interview with Ryan and Sean over at Bass Fishing for Noobs on the Paddle and Fin podcast. And, Ryan kind of gave us the skinny. And then I told you, like, when we met, like, I think it was like the day or two before, I was like, oh, we should probably listen to some of this dude's music so we know what's up. And I was like, dude, this is like, like you got a lot of blues influence in your music, and I was like, oh, I like this dude. I really like this. And we kind of hit it off. We were talking at the cabin, and talking about blues music and stuff like that, and it was kind of cool, man. But I mean, it's interesting because if you guys haven't seen JL put up a video from this past weekend, and we got some videos we're working on right now that we're going to release soon as well. But like, at the end of it, you were like, all these paddle and fin guys, like really cool dudes. I know, like it's one of those things where you meet somebody and you're going to be friends for life. And it, like, I think me and Jay had that same thought too, leaving Dale Hollow. And it was, it's kind of cool, like how that whole kayak fishing world brings everybody together,
oh yeah, definitely.
So, the outside's coming in.
Shouldn't have left the door cracked, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame that on you. But it was pretty cool, man. If one of our guys is in the chat, I see somebody's commenting on the paddle and fin. If you guys could drop the link to JL's video in the comments, that'd be awesome. You guys can go check that out and subscribe to his channel, man. So, I mean, that was the thing, man. Like, how did you feel about the weekend? I know we haven't shared our thoughts on the weekend yet, but we'll ask you, man. Like, what was your overall thoughts on, like, the meetup, the location, all that good stuff, man?
I mean, it was awesome. Besides the fishing, like, I don't think it could have been any better.
Sure.
Like you were saying, like it's hard to get a group of like 25 dudes in a cabin and like not someone starting drama or some negative vibes. So that was like a big thing, was just like everybody was just super cool and easygoing. Like, and I probably hadn't laughed that much in a while. So that was, a really great time, man. I was just, beautiful fall vibes and scenery. Everyone's super nice and like a lot of camaraderie, and supportive, just everything, even me being the only one without a motor or, pedal drive on their kayak, like everybody was towing me around and, super cool, so
little inflection on that. He's like, I didn't have a motor.
Yeah, well, I wish I had a motor, but
well, I think that was the thing too, because you were like, man, I don't want to hold you guys back. And we're like, dude, we'll tow you. Like, who cares? Like, we weren't fishing the tournament when we said that. So, I mean, it was like, who cares, man? Like, we'll get you out there, use your paddle to maneuver around, and we'll motor you back in, man. No big deal.
Big water. I mean, you need some kind of help,
Yeah.
I mean, these guys had to wait for me because I was putting around. It's like I had to watch it with said motor because it would overheat.
Yeah.
So it would it dropped out that first day, and then thank God it still worked.
Well, that Sunday it started raining, and I'm like, I forgot my rain gear. Back at the cabin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going back. Jay's like, you want to go back to the truck? I got a coat in my car or a hoodie or something. And I was like, yeah, let's go. Meanwhile, like, I'm doing 2 miles an hour less than what I could have done because I was waiting for Jay. Because like I told him, I was like, dude, if your motor overheats and you're stuck out here by yourself, like, that's no bueno. So
I love how Dustin was like, I would have told you, but he was the one who was farthest in front of us.
Well, he's got that Torpedo, man. He
by far, like, probably one of the best motors on the water.
Right.
He was zipping all around, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was moving that big rig, man. He said he can get that to like 5.1 or 5.2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fast for a big rig. 13. I mean, that's a great hull, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll say that all day long, but I mean, the Torpedo obviously is a very good machine, good motor to have on the back of a kayak.
That'll scoot any kayak across the water. We had a conversation with Chris.
Oh, isn't it Yonk?
Yonk. Chris Yonk.
Yeah.
Is in the chat.
Right, Chris?
He was down at the meetup. I always pronounce his last name Joush or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not even close, dude. Yeah. But don't worry. It happens to me all the time.
I really just think that nobody really knows how to say their last names, and we do. So
right. Exactly.
It's like, we'll correct your guys' names. It's fine. It works.
But it was good times, man. I mean, we had a great time. I I got no complaints, and I can second what JL said about way too much laughing, dude. I think by day 3, like my stomach and my jaw hurt from like laughing so hard. Most of that was to the expense of our good friend Ryan Milford. But he said, "Good job, Chris." Dude.
Yes,
so we got it right.
I'll give myself a gold star for that one.
Good job, buddy.
I'm surprised. I mean, considering what duress I was under when I learned that.
Yeah. So getting back to the kayak fishing, dude. Like you said, you were in a cheap kayak, and then you got into a Vibe. Why'd you get into the Vibe kayak?
So, being like a musician and like a kayak angler, it's been kind of tough to kind of fund the two careers, at the same time. So for me I had like a Pelican kayak, I think, when I first started. And then like one day I was getting out on the water in Florida and flipped the thing, in like alligator waters. And I was just like, screw this kayak. Yeah, it's just like, I gotta get something, better. So, I started looking online at like at my price point, and I found a Vibe Yellowfin 100. I think it was like $600 or $700 at that time, and that was kind of what I was looking to spend, and it kind of looked like perfect for what I was doing at the time, and I ended up loving that boat, and that's what kind of got me into the kayak fishing thing, because at first it was just kayaking, and then I wanted to get into kayak fishing, and that's when I got the Vibe. And then I just started making a bunch of videos and posting a bunch of content, and then reached out to Vibe and Josh Thomas, and ended up getting me on the team shortly after that. And then I upgraded to Sea Ghost and Yellowfin 120, and now Vibe's got a new kayak coming out that I'm going to be getting in very soon, so looking forward to that.
Is that paddleboard one?
No, the Shearwater, right?
Oh, the Shearwater?
Well, the Shearwater came out not too long ago, but they just put a teaser out today for the Cubera 120. So that's going to be a really awesome boat. It's kind of like the Maverick, but upgraded a little bit. And it's pretty sick. So it's kind of very compatible with what I'm going for. So
JD said, "What all Vibe boats does is JL paddle current."
You okay?
What all Vibe boats does JL paddle current, right? Like
What Vibe boats do you paddle?
Oh, sorry.
So a Sea Ghost 110 and a Yellowfin 120. I was gonna get the Shearwater, but it being like a much heavier boat and much bigger is kind of difficult to car top on my van, just because it's kind of awkward to do it on there. So I thought it was just going to be too heavy to deal with. It would have been more of a pain than pleasurable, I think. So, but I think the Cubera is going to be kind of perfect for what I'm doing too. So I'll have the Sea Ghost and the Cubera 120.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. Like, I think at one point you were paddling and I was motoring next to you, and that thing scooted across the water pretty well, dude. I must say, like, it looked like it paddled super smooth, and it tracked really well. Like you weren't doing the zigzag, It was pretty cool. I've never been in a Vibe kayak, and I've only seen them a handful of times, and I was pretty impressed with like the way that thing handled when you were paddling around on the water.
Yeah, they're definitely great kayaks for the money. That was one thing that was really impressive to me. And they keep on, raising the bar. So that's another cool thing to see.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a nice light boat. I remember it was more fun helping him than it was with our own boats.
Yeah, that was definitely another thing, because like the Shearwater is just as heavy as some of these other pedal kayaks, and it's like almost impossible to car top that, because I don't have a trailer, and don't really have a place to store one. So car topping is kind of ideal right now. Eventually, when I get it like in a real house and stuff, I'll be able to do the trailer thing. And
real house. That house looks nicer than mine, bro.
He's gonna be like the rest of us with like all these kayaks like lined. I'm just kidding. We don't my garage is atrocious right now. But there's people that are out there that are so meticulous and have like 3 kayaks here. and they have their nice little kayak cart that's the same level as their truck bed, so they can just slide it right into their truck. Yeah. I don't have that.
Yeah, someday.
Well, that was something that was cool about the Yellowfin 100. It was like a 10-foot boat, so I could just slide it right in the back of my van, which was the best. I could just like slide it in, slide it out.
That's great.
But when I start getting up to like 11 feet and bigger, then I got to put it on the roof.
Let's put a flag on the back of the door.
Yeah.
Christopher Dotson asked, have you wrote any songs from your kayak fishing experiences?
So I've got a couple songs that are not specifically kayak fishing, but I've got one song called Cold Mountain Stream, which was about a fly fishing trip I had up in the mountains with some friends. That's actually a pretty good song. Came out pretty good. And then the theme song for my YouTube vlog, Red Angler TV, is my song The River, which is kind of inspired by when I went down the river and fell in love with kayak fishing and kayaking. So,
well, you got a request in here, man. Play another tune. I mean, would you be down for playing The River or Cold Water Stream, man? Both I think are
sure, yeah.
JL's like, here. Dude, I didn't know I was like doing a show tonight.
It's like on request.
Like, I don't have my tip jar out. Like, what the heck?
The cuff. Yeah. I got Venmo. It's at JL Fulks.
There you go. There you go. Tip the man.
How does this acoustic sound, by the way? I don't have
it. Sounds good.
It sounds good.
Okay, cool. Let's see. I'll do Cold Mountain Stream because The River is kind of it's more of like an electric song. I mean, I do like it on acoustic too, but let's see here. Yeah, this one's called Cold Mountain Stream. I'm back out on the road, headed to my hometown. Me and the van and Highway 95. I got a cabin out in the woods. My crew's got it all planned out. I'm gonna be Blue Ridge bound when I arrive. Just give me that cold mountain stream where I can float dry flies on the water and drink a beer. Just give me that fresh mountain air and some memories that we'll all have for years. Well, I haven't had much of a getaway in quite some time, and I know it's long been overdue. It might be January and a little bit chilly outside, but I know wild trout are passing through. Just give me that cold mountain stream where I can blow dry flies on the water and drink a beer. Just give me that fresh mountain air and some memories that we'll all have for years. I just want a trip that we'll all remember, the good times with our friends. And I'll be reminiscing the fun we had together when this journey ends. Just give me that cold mountain stream where I can float dry flies on the water and drink a beer. Give me that fresh mountain air and some memories that we'll all have for years. Just give me that cold mountain stream where I can blow dry flies on the water and drink a beer. Just give me that fresh mountain air and some memories that we'll all have for years. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. We'll trip up to the mountains, kind of like what we did in Dale Hollow. That was kind of how that song
I like it.
Inspired by.
I like it. Sean Lavery in the chat. Where's Philip, the tip cup?
fill up the bucket. The Waffle House
fill up
fund.
the bucket. Yeah, the Waffle House fund, man.
Yeah. By the way, everybody, I got Venmo, so trying to make it out to the Waffle House after the show. Trying to get that grand slam. You know what I'm saying?
I like it, man. Chris Dodson said, "Nice, I like it." Robert Whetstone, awesome. Oh man, it's good. One of our guys said we need to hear some blues before the show's over.
Oh yeah, we got the Ryan Milford blues coming up.
There you go. I like it.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
So, so you're in Nashville now, man. Like, so where's your favorite place, like around there, to just get out on the water and fish and paddle around?
So, like, I'm literally about 4 minutes from Percy Priest Lake and the dam.
Okay.
So, and the Stones River like runs right behind my house here. So,
oh, nice.
I've got access to water within minutes. So that's been pretty cool. That was kind of, one of the reasons why I wanted to move to this spot too. It's just location, fishing wise, pretty awesome. And 15 minutes from downtown. So it works out perfectly. So out on Percy Priest a lot.
That's cool, man. Like that. I've never been there. So what's that like? Like, is it a rocky lake, grassy lake?
Yeah, very rocky. It's coming from Florida, it's like completely different. I for a while, like I really focused on fishing in Florida. And then when I moved to like Tennessee, it was like starting all over. Nice. Just because like in Florida, you don't have to follow like, weather changes and, like when the different seasons, like throwing different baits stuff, you don't do that in Florida. There's like 3 baits you throw all year round and that catch fish. Right. And here, it's like adapting to the changes. And like in Florida, I never used the fish finder. Like nobody does that I know, because a lot of the lakes are shallow and stuff. But here, you definitely need one. So
right on.
Mm-hmm.
Milford said, I'm never inviting you to a meetup again.
Dude, he should be happy, man, because that song's going on my next CD, dude.
There you go. There you go. Well, he didn't copyright it, right? So I think you're good.
Yeah. Oh, man. There's so much backstory there that I wish I could
import
jump into here. But, yeah. Oh, man.
It's gonna be.
We'll
huge
let the music
Japan.
do the talking later.
Yeah, it'll be huge in Japan.
Yeah.
I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you. We got a question: is there smallmouth in Tennessee?
Yeah. So one of the things I was really looking forward to was catching smallmouth here, because down in Florida we didn't have any smallmouth. I was always catching peacock bass and largemouth and clown knifefish and snakeheads, and they're like moving here to Tennessee was like a complete opposite fishery. Like you had smallmouth. So I was like really wanting to catch a smallmouth for a long time. And like muskie is like another thing we have here in Tennessee, which I got on when I first moved here. And hybrids and stripers, that was another thing we didn't really have down in Florida. So like completely different fishery. And I feel like the bass fight so hard here in Tennessee too. Like out of Percy Priest and stuff, it's like, even the small ones are like fighters. So, and it's definitely harder to fish here, but compared
to Florida.
Oh yeah, big time.
Did you do any saltwater fishing down in Florida?
A little bit. Like I got some friends that work for like Florida Sportsman and stuff. Okay. So they take me like fly fishing for tarpon and snook. So I did a lot of snook fishing down in Florida and caught my first tarpon on the fly, which was kind of the pinnacle fishing. It's like once you catch a tarpon on the fly, it's like, all right, well, every other catch for now on's inferior to this.
I need to be friends with the friends you got.
Yeah, it kind of helps being a musician, man. Yeah. I meet a lot of cool people that want to put me on fish.
How come you don't put me fly fishing for tarpon, dude?
Well, mainly because the tarpon we have are this big. They're only about that big their whole lives.
Catch them on.
Hey, micros are fun too, man.
Yeah, there you go.
See, micros are fun, dude.
Yeah,
The best, man, is like brackish water where you got saltwater and freshwater fish.
Yeah.
Last time I was down in Florida last February, I had this guy take me down this skinny river. I mean, it's full of gators and stuff, but man, it had snook, tarpon, and bass. I mean, just every fish was like in this river, and we threw like shiners, I think, and I mean, we were hooking fat snook left and right. They probably caught like 30 fat snook, and I caught one tarpon, which was pretty awesome.
Nice.
But you're never going to catch any.
We were throwing artificials and live bait, so it's kind of a mixture too.
This guy won't even go by the alligators, man.
So yeah, let me ask you that. Do they bother you much? Like, are you worried?
Yeah. So that,
I don't like the way
as long as they're
like the way you said
that. As long as they're like below like 6-8 feet and under, like, they're cool. They don't bother me at all. I've had the ones that size follow me around and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I mean, when you start getting into like 12, 15 feet, those are man eaters, and I don't like to be around those on a kayak. Yeah, dude, I mean, I've never had a problem with any, and I usually can spot them pretty far, but the ones that you don't see are the ones that you should be scared of, I guess.
Yeah,
I'd have to like carry a week's worth of underwear with me on my kayak, like just for one outing.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of big ones when I was on a kayak, but I mean, there were times where I was bank fishing or something. I remember one time
I think that's worse.
Yeah,
you gotta keep looking at the ground.
Yeah, definitely never have a dog, by the water. Or on your kayak. Never bring like a small dog on your kayak in Florida, because the gator will jump right up in the kayak and grab it.
Are you talking from experience, JL?
No. No, I'm talking from experience of reading news reports.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I've had 15 dogs in the past 2 years.
Yeah. But down there in Miami, they got crocodiles, that's a no-go.
Wait, there's crocodiles in Miami?
Yeah, there's saltwater crocodiles.
There's a lot of stuff down there, dude. Like, that's Everglades territory, right? Like, that's where all the nasty snakes are.
I thought there's only alligators.
I don't know, dude. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
That's all we need.
Yeah, the more south you go, the more it turns into like South America. All the species and everything.
Yeah, right. Snakes and
you got
gators.
Everything. And even like all the canals are just so many exotic fish are down there. Like they got pacu down there now, which is like a Brazilian fish.
Yeah, you have that playing in like the intro to your videos, right?
Oh no, that's a clown knife fish. That's another
that silver one with like the black dot back towards the tail. Okay.
Yeah, that's like an aquarium.
I'm not big on. Yeah, I'm not big on.
Yeah, and pacu is like it's in a lot of
it's like a giant piranha,
like fish taco joints.
Oh, okay.
I've seen that on there.
I like fish tacos. I like tacos.
Yeah, they were recently introduced down there.
Okay.
They're trying to get rid of the snakeheads. The snakeheads are really taking over down there, but they're fun to catch. I have to say, like they're super fun to catch.
The snakeheads.
Oh yeah, and frogs and stuff.
It seems like a lot of guys are like targeting those things now, which is kind of cool. Like, I mean, they're different fish, different animal. Those things have big teeth.
Yeah, they got teeth.
They look like
them.
No, I was gonna say they look like that, like the character like from Critters, like that round mouth. It's like basically like a ball cut in half, and you open it up, and just teeth.
Oh.
Yeah, they look pretty much just like bowfin.
Okay, yeah,
but
bowfin,
uglier.
Yeah, and a little more vicious. But yeah, I know down there they go with a lot of them are like the solid body frogs, like the paddle tail type, feet. I know Randy Newton fishes for them like a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We throw Gambler Big Easy. That's probably the best thing to catch them on. And bass will nail those too. Big swim bait in top water.
Yeah, because they'll destroy a hollow body. Oh, throw a $12 frog and just get demolished.
Yeah. I think that's like awesome about the snakeheads is you'll just see this big wake coming behind it, and then they just annihilate it.
Nice. Got another question in here. Have you seen the ape skunk while you live in Florida?
The skunk ape? I've heard of it. Maybe I've smelled it a few times. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
What the hell is a skunk?
It's like a Bigfoot.
Oh, okay. All
it's
right.
like a supposed Bigfoot in the Everglades or something. Who knows?
All right, I got you. All right.
You know, we do have a lot is pythons. I've never seen them. Or
Yeah,
the pythons. They're all in the Everglades. They're getting rid of them all the time.
Yeah.
That started a whole industry.
Like their camouflage is so crazy. You could be standing by like a 20-footer and not even know it. They just camouflage so well.
Yeah, there's like a whole industry that opened up on this.
I think I'm never ever going to Florida ever
again. Dude, you haven't even seen the spiders yet. They are huge.
Why do we gotta go there?
I'm telling you, man. Like you'll just be like, aha, then all of a sudden it's like, whoa. You would be like a couple octaves higher, out of your chair, maybe on the chair. Yeah, if you guys ever want to get Brian to really jump out of his skin, definitely throw a spider on him.
Well, Everett was going to give you some trick to mess with me. Did he ever message you?
No, not yet.
What's up, Everett Park? Slacking, bro.
That's all right. We got
Thanks,
you.
brother. He's got my back. That's why.
Yeah,
I like it, man.
So, what's your favorite species to target? And then, do you have any plans to maybe move into other territories, like muskie and everything?
I really like smallmouth, man. I've really grown to love them. They're pretty evasive too. They're not like peacock bass are pretty easy to catch. I mean, you can catch them just about everything, but smallmouth are they're much harder, and they fight just like peacock bass, but instead of diving like peacock bass do, they jump. So that was, they're you definitely tell they're river fish. So I really like smallmouth a lot, a big smallmouth especially. But I like muskie too. I caught one muskie, and definitely want to try to do that again pretty soon. And definitely want to start. I like hybrids a lot too. Hybrids are a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I've caught a hybrid,
especially the big ones
once.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have a lot of those here.
Like gigantic fish,
huge.
Yeah, I caught like an 8-pound hybrid on a spinner bait not too long ago, and we thought it was a 10-pound bass, and we got that thing up at like a giant hybrid.
How was that awesome. Spinner bait after that?
Yeah.
It was. I think I threw it the rest of the day.
Did you? I know they're tough. I know those fish are tough.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome, man. Thing was huge.
What's your favorite bait to toss?
I like a jig and a frog.
Jig and a frog. I like it,
man.
When in doubt, get the jig out. Yeah. Shameless plug.
Jig and a frog or something new. Whatever's going to help me catch a fish or two.
Look at that, man. We're writing songs tonight. Yeah, I like it. So what's next, man? Obviously you're we talked about it. You're a traveling musician. Well, what's your plans? How are you overcoming that? And what are you doing now to kind of just keep trucking along till things get back opened up, man? Yeah.
So I pretty much moved to Nashville at the worst time possible because right after I got here and got settled in, the whole COVID thing hit. And I had big plans for 2020. I was going to release a bunch of music, and the big reason I moved to Nashville is it's centrally located and it's great for touring and stuff. And I haven't been able to do much at all of that. I mean, I went from playing 200 to 250 shows a year to about 30 this year.
Oh man.
It's pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. Just kind of hoping this all ends pretty soon. I can get back to playing. I mean, I'm playing a little bit here and there. I haven't played a band show in probably since March.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I've been doing all solo stuff because you can't really have a full band anywhere, and every venue's at half capacity. But I do got a band show this weekend in Columbia, Tennessee, which is pretty awesome because I haven't played with a band in person since March. So
that's sweet, man. Where's that at for anybody that's listening from Tennessee, man?
It's called the Rebel Bar, and it's in Columbia, Tennessee. So doing a little trio out there, doing blues and country.
Saturday night or Sunday?
It's Sunday, 4 to 7.
Nice.
So
go check it out.
That'll be a good time.
Sounds good.
But I've been doing a lot of YouTube stuff, a lot of live streams and just pumping out videos all the time. That was kind of when I started doing like a lot of research. I was like, well, since shows are kind of out of the picture, I was like, what are other guys doing? And YouTube seems to be the thing that everyone's really starting to take off on. And I'm looking at some of these guys that are big YouTubers, and they're making more money than guys that are signed to big record companies. So YouTube is a great platform to just connect everything to like your online store and all of that. So that's what I've been putting out videos just about every other day.
We got a question from Robert Whetstone. Does JL know Christy Krause?
It sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
Okay. And just to forewarn you, we were talking about the venue, and Ryan Milford chimed in and said that's like 30 to 45 minutes away from him.
Yep, might want to move it.
Your biggest groupies might show up.
You might want to like reschedule that one somewhere further away. I mean, we can't control Milford. We're not there.
Yeah,
like before it was different.
Yeah. We could hold them back this past weekend, but like we won't be there, bro. So I'm sorry.
You'd be like, "Hey, JL."
Make sure keep them off the tab.
Yeah, just keep.
Usually get a tab, food and beverage tab. I'll keep them off of it.
Yeah,
that's gonna be funny.
Just keep them away from the Jim Beam honey.
Yeah,
you might be all right. Oh, poor Milford. Poor Milford. What are you gonna do, man? So, I mean, what are you looking forward to for 2021, man, as far as like fishing and music and all that good stuff, man? If we get back to some kind of normalcy, like what's that going to look like for you?
Yeah, so I think 2021 is definitely going to be much better than this year. Hopefully. I mean, so. I think it all depends with the election coming up too. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But I think once we get back to normalcy and, these restrictions start getting lifted and, people aren't really getting as sick anymore, then I go back to playing at least a steady schedule of shows and can start touring again. And bring the kayak with me and travel to other states and fish as well. And just keep the YouTube thing going. That's another thing. It's just I want to be able to keep putting out music too. Like, I was planning on putting out a bunch of music this year, but without playing shows, which was pretty much my livelihood.
Right.
I haven't been able to do that much. So once I'm able to play shows again, make money again, then I can record again and everything. But recording music costs a lot of money. So
right on.
Oh yeah.
So once I get back to normalcy, everything will start doing pretty good. But I've been staying busy, so that's a good thing. Is like I said, YouTube and putting out videos all the time. And, the more videos you put out, the more of a chance it can snowball. So that's what I'm trying to go after.
Yeah. Stay relevant, stay in the eye of everybody, but you're doing it right, man. It's all you can do really is just keep pumping it out. I mean, the thing is that, everybody has this like wet dream about, or misconception rather that, it's like, oh yeah, I can sing, I can do this. It's like, well, there's a lot of work that goes behind that.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you got to make yourself known. You got to put in that time, and you got to work super hard.
You'll hear a lot of like musicians complaining about like Spotify and YouTube, how they don't really pay anything. But it's times have changed nowadays. I mean, back in the day, you would put out a record and just wait for everything to come to you. And nowadays, you got to put out consistent content to really, because you're competing with so many musicians, and even with like kayak fishing and YouTube, like that's another thing is there's so many YouTube channels out there that are fishing channels that are putting out videos just about every other day. So for you to, to compete, you gotta keep it's all about consistency. And that goes with Spotify, YouTube. You gotta keep putting out content. It's just so much competition nowadays, and that's the only way to get ahead.
Yeah, you got to find that niche, or have that one video that goes viral.
Yeah,
yeah, and the more you put out, that increases your chances like tenfold. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the more, you never know, because it's like when a video takes off, it's always one that you least expect or you would never expect to take off. You'll put all this time in like this killer video, like from this weekend or something like that may, go up real fast and then just stop all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day I could put out some stupid pond fishing video or something, and that one could go viral, or like a game warden pulling me over or something. That one could go viral, But that's kind of how YouTube works. But once you have something take off, then people can discover everything else you got going on. So,
right on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll give you the floor, man, to give any shout outs, people you want to thank, stuff like that. Plug your YouTube channels, social media, all that stuff. I just dropped your website address in the comments. And then after that, you can close us out with a soon to be famous blues song. And we'll wrap this up.
Cool. Yeah. My website's jlfulks.com, jlfulks.com. I got pretty much everything on there. My music, all my YouTube stuff from my artist channel to the stuff for Road Angler TV. And that's my YouTube channel, Road Angler TV. I've got merch on there. I've got CDs. I've got Spotify. I mean, just about everything. Bio, pictures. And my newest single is I Miss My Truck. That's you can check that out on Spotify and YouTube. Got some music videos on my artist YouTube channel. A couple filmed in downtown Nashville and stuff. And I think that's all. Shout out to Vibe Kayaks, and thanks guys for having me on here.
No, thank you.
I was going to say Apple Music too, because I'm an Apple guy.
Apple Music.
That's where I listen to some of your stuff too. So I know a lot of the folks that listen to the audio format of our podcast are on come through Apple Podcasts. So I just wanted to throw that out there for you, man. Yeah,
definitely Apple Music. And I don't know if it's because they were changing, because I don't know if it's iTunes anymore or if it's just Apple Music now. But that was
couldn't tell you.
They were. I got stuff in the iTunes store. They have something going on with that, where they're merging together or something.
Very cool. But, very cool.
All right. Well, I guess I'll close it out with the Ryan Milford blues.
This is gonna be great.
I gotta try to remember the lyrics, because I kind of made it up on the spot.
Kind of wrote this on the fly. Yeah.
Because I was just kind of like in between songs, and Brian goes, "Play the Ryan Milford blues," like just kind of joking around, and then I just kind of started making up lyrics, and it started to sound pretty good.
I think we're gonna have like another version, and then we'll have to do immediately is do a poor man's copyright.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Ryan Milford blues. Inspired by true events.
There you go.
Yeah, that Jim Beam honey really made a fool of me. Yeah, that Jim Beam and honey really made a fool of me. All my friends are making fun of me. Yeah, every one of my paddle and fin family. Brian makes fun of me, and Jay makes fun of me too. Everyone's making fun of me, 'cause I'm acting like a fool. Yeah, that Jim Beam and honey really made a fool of me. All my friends are ripping on me. Every one of my paddle with fin family.
platinum. It's going platinum.
It's funny because we know the backstory.
Yeah. We will have
Jim
an
Beam and
after
honey.
hours.
That's all they need to know is Jim Beam and honey.
We got an after hours episode scheduled to record this weekend, I believe. So if you want to hear about that, you can hear about that there. We try to keep this show PG.
That's right.
After hours, anything goes. So
yeah,
sorry, Ryan.
That'll be interesting for sure.
He did comment, "I hate you all." So
That's funny.
JL, thanks again, man. We appreciate you taking the time out this evening to sit down and chat with us and share your story, your music, and all that good stuff, man. And we wish you nothing but the best of luck, man.
Yeah,
and,
definitely, dude.
And hopefully you can get back on the road. Yeah, man. So
right yeah, we were talking about it earlier. I got to come up where you guys are and do some fishing, come into the studio and make it a whole thing. Do some shows up there.
Yeah,
we got you.
It's nice up here,
definitely make that happen, man.
Sweet. Well, to everybody out there listening and watching, we appreciate you guys. Hope you stay safe. Get out there and vote. Till next time, boys and girls. Tight lines, smooth paddling.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for having me, guys.
No problem. Later, brother.
Later, dude.